Good afternoon. I'm in Woerden and it has snowed in the Netherlands finally. Snow is not rare but also not common like in other countries. And as it is a bit rare, I wanted to go out and see the country covered in a white blanket. Except I couldn't for almost 2 days straight. No trains were running at all because of the snow. Then you can drive, right? No. Cycling? Yeah, let me slip and fall 500 times. Flying? You won't touch the snow at all. Schiphol even became the most disruptive airport in the world. More than 50% of all flights were cancelled this week, and of the flights that weren't cancelled, the average delay was almost 2 hours. So you mean to tell me nothing is running because of the snow? Well, yes. So today I wanted to tell you all the reasons I know how an entire country gets shut down completely with just a bit of snowfall. And let's start off with... Oh my god, there's so much snow here. Reason number one. You cannot prevent every major problem that can occur in the world. Every part of the world has its own unique problems. Japan has earthquakes, Switzerland has snow and mountains, and the Netherlands has water. You can build infrastructure and buildings in the Netherlands that are completely earthquake-proof, volcano-proof, dinosaur-proof, mud-proof, snow-proof, wind-proof, water-proof, etc, 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 etc. Of course we don't do that because it will cost insane amounts of money and it's just not worth it because earthquakes don't happen that often in the Netherlands. Volcanoes, there are no volcanoes, but we have quite some problems with water. So we have built dikes. So yes, we do invest money into dikes and water prevention systems. That's actually a really good investment in money. And the same goes for snow. In the Netherlands, it does not snow that often. And if it snows, it's just for a couple of hours and then it melts immediately away. Snow that stays here in the Netherlands for almost a week is really rare. The last time this happened was almost 5 years ago. And so ProRail, the railway management company of the Netherlands, has said in multiple interviews that if we want to make the infrastructure as snowproof as the Swiss, it will cost us billions of dollars, which is just not worth it. We would rather spend the billions of euros into other things like track quality or signal improvements. Switch hands. You can build infrastructure that can withstand every single disaster that can ever occur. Locomotives. But we just don't do that because we don't have unlimited money. We're not playing City Skylines with unlimited money. But still, like I said, it's not the first time the Netherlands has experienced snow. We are prepared for a bit of snow. So the problem here is just like it's a domino effect. It was multiple problems stacked on each other. So let's go to reason number two. Tuesday, the railways should have just run fine on a snow schedule, so a bit less trains, but trains were still running. No, in the morning there was a huge IT outage. There was just a giant IT outage at the railways that no trains were able to run until 2 p.m. I even got an email from my university telling me, we understand that a lot of people cannot reach the university. We'll just do Zoom classes like we did during quarantine. So yeah, that's interesting. Another reason number three, this time about Schiphol, the snowstorm that went across the Netherlands in the beginning of this week was so thick that the ATC tower decided not to use every single runway at Schiphol. And because they only could use a couple of, or maybe I think only one runway, the delays were just getting stacked and airplanes were just waiting for 40 plus minutes to take off and land. So yeah, that's horrible, and that's why they also decided to cancel some flights. But then on top of already this huge problem, reason number four, Wednesday, so yesterday, I'm filming this on Thursday, we just heard a message that the de-icing fluid, you know, the fluid to de-ice planes to not freeze them and destroy them, is running out in the Netherlands. So we are using right now around 85,000 liters of de-icing fluid. And it's running out. So much so that there are currently KLM employees, KLM is the company that de-ices the most planes, they are now going to Germany and placing huge orders to restock the de-icing fluid because, as you noticed, the snow hasn't cleared yet. Alright, moving hands again. Alright, so those are the reasons. If I know more reasons, I'll let you know right now. Yes, there are a couple more reasons. Firstly, the Christmas/New Year's holiday period ended, so a lot of people were going back home from holiday and vice versa, so it was already exceptionally busy at the airport. Another reason for the railways is that we have a very dense railway network with insane frequencies. One switch failure or broken down train and a huge part of the country gets affected. Combine that with the switches that aren't really snowproof, and you get switches that get constantly frozen across the country. This science article explains exactly why switches freeze and why it happens that often in the Netherlands. Quite interesting if you like physics. Link in the description. Alright, those were all the reasons I know of. Be sure to leave other reasons in the comments down below if you know more. Now back to IRL Alex. Yes, thank you if I told any. Alright, so those are the 5 or maybe even more if there are more reasons. How a domino effect, so problem after problem after problem stacking on each other, caused an entire country to shut down completely. How do we prevent this? That's a huge question because a lot of people were just really angry, like, what the fuck? How does an entire country shut down? Well, the difficult answer is, well, we can, but it's difficult. It costs a lot of money, and like I said, the CEO of ProRail has said, like, hey, it costs so much money that it's cheaper to let the passengers suffer. So yeah, there's nothing we can do. Then if there's a snowy weather and it's huge, the entire country just shuts down. Anyway, thank you guys for watching this short video. It was, well, really fun. I got the chance to finally explore the country during snowy weather. I'm gonna explore a bit more before going home. I want to thank you guys for watching this video. Subscribe if you want to see more. Thank you once again, and I'll see you guys next time.